And we are live. Welcome, 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 everybody. It is Thursday night. It is 5 o'clock somewhere. Shoot, it's 5 o'clock in Lakewood Ranch. Welcome back to the live stream. I appreciate you guys joining us. If you're tuning in live, if you're catching the replay, we appreciate you as well, too. My name is Adam Miller with the 941 Lifestyle Group right here in beautiful Lakewood Ranch. Real estate agent, lifestyle matchmaker, and hopefully your go-to resource for anything you need here in Lakewood Ranch, Sarasota, Manatee County. This is our live stream. We do this every Thursday, 5 o'clock, just sharing some cool stories about things that happen in Lakewood Ranch. Every now and again, we're talking about real estate. I do have a couple things about real estate I want to talk about tonight, but do me a favor, drop a comment down below. Where are you guys watching from? If you have any questions, comments, concerns, put those in the comment chat box as well. I will do my best to get to all of them. If I'm not catching you live, put your comments and your questions in there. I'll catch up with you next time. I'll respond back to you, and I appreciate you guys tuning in. So I am going to share my screen and go over a couple of stories. And yeah, I'm super excited for today. Got a lot of stuff going on. And real quick, before I dive in, slice my finger open pretty darn good. I'm hoping it's going to heal up. I probably needed a couple of stitches, but it looks like it's doing okay. That was last night. And wrapped it up good, put some medication on it, but I'm really hoping to do some fishing this weekend. And obviously, if that is split open still, probably not a good idea to be sticking my hand in the Gulf of Mexico or in a fish's mouth. So yeah, I'm hoping it heals up. I've done pretty well, healing pretty fast, burns, cuts, surgery. And how about you guys? What's your turnaround time to heal up? This one pretty deep on a can. Made some spaghetti, used some canned sauce, but the San Marzanos, right? San Marzanos, yeah. And yeah, sliced my finger on it. Oh, it's brutal. All right, let me share my screen, and I got a couple fun stories that I want to go over with you guys. Share my screen. Boom, and there it is. This one I thought was kind of cool, actually. All right, affordable housing coming to the Lakewood Ranch area. Now, take that for what it's worth. Affordable is a relative term, not just in Lakewood Ranch, but kind of everywhere. This one I thought was really interesting because I'm almost positive, just by the look of the map, that I interviewed for selling one of these. It's a 10-acre parcel for selling one of these 5-acre lots. Oh man, probably 8 years ago. And yeah, they just wanted to hold off. It'd been listed multiple times with multiple agents, and yeah, they were just not prepared to do it. I'm sure they've done it now, obviously. But this is on Lorraine Road, which runs north-south through the heart of Lakewood Ranch, from State Road 64 to the north, all the way down to Fruitville in the south. And it's a 10-acre parcel, 3518 Lorraine Road. And I saw this picture and I was like, gosh, that looks just like the lot. Not the one in the yellow, the one just to the south of it. I may be wrong, but I've kind of driven up that road trying to find if I can find where that was. It doesn't look the way it used to look. But that's a 10-acre parcel, which means next to it is probably a 10-acre parcel. It was one of those lots for sure. But this is tucked in between. There's another great neighborhood as well too, and Azario, Esplanade at Azario. So I'm not going to go through this entire article with you. It's very technical. Talks a little bit about HUD, gives you the breakdown of all the limits. It's really based on your salary and your income. Reading this article, it's very interesting because some of the rates, the rent cap rates, are going to be in line with some of the rents that are currently available, not in affordable housing, if that makes sense. Meaning that if you qualify for this affordable housing and you can afford this new neighborhood, you might be paying just as much as you could if you just rented a house or a condo on the market today as we speak. So yeah, kind of stinks. And income, affordable housing is just a massive issue everywhere. As most of you know, we moved from Maui, Hawaii, and affordable housing does not really exist. and it's just a massive issue just everywhere. I've got friends and real estate agents all over the country. The challenge is, and maybe this is too political, and I try not to be political. It's not so much the cost of things; it is the cost of things, but incomes are not rising as much as the cost. I mean, costs rise. You see all the posts complaining about whose fault it is that prices are up. Anyway, my point being is that incomes have not risen enough to be able to handle the cost of everything that has risen. Yeah, I'd like gas prices to be as low as they were when Ronald Reagan was president, but that's not the case. Why? Because that was in the past. Anyway, next, I want to talk about this. I saw this article. I thought this was the coolest thing in the world. Now, I've known Amazon's doing some drone delivery, but this is a drone delivery at a completely different scale. Drone program for medical supplies makes the national debut in Lakewood Ranch. How cool is that? So soon, 911 callers in Manatee County may get a drone responding to their call for help, in addition to an ambulance, right? How cool is that? So obviously the goal to use cutting edge drone and data technology to help people suffering from a heart attack or a drug overdose to get the help they need much more quickly, right? Tons of traffic here. So obviously to get a drone there. So it's the first in the nation program, which I thought was cool. So drones have been installed at Manatee County's Lakewood Ranch EMS station, which is on Malachite Drive between West Eagle Boulevard and Lakewood Ranch Boulevard. Anyway, and currently it covers a 3.5 square mile to start. Now, just so you know where that is, 3.5 square miles gets you to a pretty densely populated area. It doesn't sound like it because Lakewood Ranch is, 31,000 acres, but 3.5 miles, that's a good start. Not the best start, but a good start. So if somebody in that area calls 911 about a cardiac arrest or an opioid overdose, the dispatcher will be able to send a drone with an automatic external defibrillator and Narcan while the caller waits for the ambulance to arrive. It's so cool. Annually, more than 350,000 people suffer from out-of-hospital cardiac arrest, and 60 to 80% of them die before reaching the hospital. That is a crazy statistic. That is a terrible statistic. I can't even believe that. So once summoned by Manatee County dispatchers, the drone will reach 911 callers in less than 2 minutes and 10 seconds. That's incredible. It's unbelievable. Anyway, I thought this was super fantastic. And yeah, I'm not surprised that it's going to be Lakewood Ranch that is debuting it one because yeah, it's Lakewood Ranch and the medical facilities here are all pretty fantastic. All right, next up, I wanted to talk about this one. I know I said not too much real estate, but this is a new development that is coming in to Waterside. Waterside is basically south of University Parkway in Lakewood Ranch. It falls into Sarasota County. But what I really thought was intriguing about these is that I'll show you some of these pictures too, is that they don't look like any other house in Lakewood Ranch. One of the complaints that we tend to hear as real estate agents is that a lot of the houses look alike. It's kind of true. It's kind of not true. Not true. If you look at some of the older houses, they look alike, similar to the ones that were built during that time. I guess it's kind of true. But I'll show you some pictures. So homes range from about 1,600 square feet to 2,500 square feet, 225 total homes. Prices are going to range from $500,000 to $700,000. But here's where I thought was pretty cool. So it does not look like there are a lot of amenities. Usually in this block, it says there's a clubhouse. No pictures yet. Just that lovely couple. Hello. There you go. Let me show you the map real quick, just so you can kind of see where it is located. Zoom out. So it is just south on University Parkway. This is Lorraine Road, which I just mentioned. Good. Cuts through all of Lakewood Ranch, north-south. University Parkway runs east and west. And these front ones are going to be on University Parkway. I don't have the actual map. But I will tell you, University Parkway is a major road. There is no question that if you are in this area, even if with a Sound wall, you're probably going to hear the noise because it is a major intersection. Obviously, I'm not going to show you all of these homes, but just the physicality of them, just how they look from the pictures, definitely unique. They don't look like any other neighborhoods. And quite honestly, I've never heard of Dream Finders homes. Drop a comment down below. What do you know of these guys? I'm going to Google, do a little research on them. But they look super cute. I mean, you can get a 4-bedroom, 3-bath house, 2,000 square feet, starting at 634,000. And even some of the this bigger one, it's a 4-bedroom, 2.5-bath, 2,100 square feet, starting at 662. And then the biggest one looks like it's 4 bedrooms, 2.5-bath, 2-car garage. It's backloading garage, which I thought was interesting too. You don't see a lot of that here. 2,500 square feet. That is going to start at 683. So that's the only reason that I brought this up, because I just thought it was a really interesting and really cool neighborhood. All right, this is something that I started on last week's live stream. I got some private messages afterwards. People kind of liked it, so I'm trying to figure out how to make this a little more interesting. Like I'm a big numbers guy, so I love looking at this. So basically, I'm looking at this section right here. It's kind of like the hot list, and I do it for 7 days just to give you a reference points of what's happening here in our multiple listing area. New listings, price increases, price decreases, back on the market, sold listings, expired listings, the pending. So I don't want to go through all of these, but I do want to show a couple of things. First, I want to start with the expired listings. Expired listings are listing that failed to sell during their listing agreement. Sometimes those listing agreements are 3 months. Most of them are 6 months to a year. 48 properties expired. Said this last week. Some people don't like to hear that truth. There is only one reason that a property does not sell and it expires, and that's usually the price. Unless, of course, the seller is not motivated and they just turn down every offer if it's not full asking price. It's usually not the case. Usually it's just overpriced. Seller doesn't want to budge on the offer. It fails to sell. It expires. We'll talk about that in a little bit too. 398 properties sold within the last 7 days. That seems to be pretty consistent. New listings seems to be pretty consistent as well too. 425. I am going to click on that because I want to show you a house that just got listed, and I want to show you one house that just sold. I'm not going to go through all of the pictures. I'm just going to show you price in the front picture. But then this one I thought was extremely telling about what's happening in the real estate markets. Oh, sorry. And that is price decrease. Price decrease means I list my house for $1 million, even though it's only worth, $900,000. I get no offers in, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, whatever it is. I drop the price. 853 homes dropped their price in the last 7 days. I know people don't like to hear this, but testing the market is a terrible strategy. Interest rates are hovering over 7%. There's very few buyers. And when you list your house, you are entering a competition. How am I going to outperform all of the other homes that are currently listed for sale? So that's my home is one of the few homes that are actually selling and not one of the ones that are sitting on the market, losing money day after day after day. 853 homes adjusted their price. I pulled this up the other day too as a statistic. I was going to do a complete video on that one. I did not. So I figured I'd just bring it up here. So the real estate stats just came out. The video is coming out soon. But there's some statistics in Manatee County, Sarasota County for single family homes only. And the number that I continue to look at is the median time to contract. How long did it take for a home to go into escrow? Buyer puts in an offer, seller accepts it, it goes into escrow. It is considered pending. So in Sarasota County, the median time to go into contract is 40 days. Manatee County, it was 51 days. So I pulled up some statistics in Lakewood Ranch. Now, the way Lakewood Ranch is set up, I can't pull up specifically Lakewood Ranch. I can do just the zip codes. So I pulled up the two main zip codes in Lakewood Ranch, 34202, 34211. In those two counties, there are currently 660 single-family homes for sale. So far, 399 of those homes are already listed 40 days or more. So they're already at kind of the median time to contract. There are 356 of those homes that are currently listed for 51 days on the market. There are five. Oh yeah. Oh, and the highest was at 639 days on the market. There's got to be a story behind that one. There was one at 419 days on the market, 329 days on the market. Now I don't have the stat in front of me, but I think the complete time from the time it got listed for sale to the time it sold was like 80 days in Manatee County and maybe 90 something days in Sarasota County. So to be sitting on the market for 639 days, 419, 329, 319, 308, 305 days on the market. There are 129 homes that were listed for sale that are already on the market for 100 days. I'm going to do a full video on this one. Overpriced homes don't sell. They sit on the market losing money. So frustrating. All right, on to the next one. Talk a little bit about some of the activities that are happening in Lakewood Ranch, because there are a ton. Obviously, I cannot show you all the events. There will be links in the description down below. But this one I love. Jessica is part of the Real Broker Military Division. Her dad was in the military. She's worked as a civilian at 2 military bases. And we do a lot of work to give back to some of the vets. Anyway, I digress. But there is a parade on May the 26th. It's an annual parade, the Tribute to Heroes. If you are in and around Lakewood Ranch, if you're coming to visit May 26th, it is on Main Street. They say thousands of people attend. And yeah, there's so far 32 entries of people in the parade procession, and they're looking for a little more, but it's a great event. You can find out more information at lakewoodranch.com. I'm going to put the link in the description down below. And yeah, if you are there, if you can support the troops, if you can support the vets, if you can support this event, that would be awesome. Next up is Waterside Park of Lakewood Ranch is celebrating their grand opening. Now, we don't have kids, but we drove by this the other day, and man, if I didn't have kids, I wish I was a kid, because this looks a whole lot of fun. There's an event lawn, exercise equipment, volleyball courts. Those have all been in since 2021. But the playground, the splash pad, and the restroom and the pavilions and the picnic areas took a little more time to construct. But they're open. They're all open. And yeah, they had a little celebration, drew hundreds of residences. Every time we drive by, there's just like tons of kids. There's a School of Rock brought guitars and a drum kit for an impromptu music lesson. You know School of Rock, right? One of my favorite movies of all time. Jack Black, one of my favorite comedians. So freaking funny. But School of Rock, it's a real deal. I've seen them set up before too. They bring instruments, and they let the kids have a blast and play. There were food trucks serving grilled cheese, hot dogs, cheesesteaks, snow cones. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in just a little bit. But this is located in Waterside. I think no matter which way you come to Waterside, you can't miss it. It's free. I think it's open dawn to dusk. But if you got the kiddies, definitely worthwhile to go check that out. Super excited. All right, this was really, really, really cool. I could have probably spent the entire video talking about the 2024 best of SRQ Sarasota. I'm not going to go through all of this, obviously, because the list is tremendous, but I did want to give a couple of shout outs and some props to some of the places that we've definitely been to. So Waterside is the kind of downtown area of Sarasota County in Lakewood Ranch. There's basically 3 kind of downtown areas. There is the Green to the north. It's on State Road 70 in Lakewood Ranch Boulevard. There is Main Street, the original, the OG, that is just off of Lakewood Ranch Boulevard. That's kind of central Lakewood Ranch. And then there is Waterside. But look at this. Forked at Waterside. Best burger, best French fries, best new local restaurant, best local breakfast. Now, I can't say Jessica and I did go to Forked for breakfast. You know, we are both foodies, both came from the restaurant business. I worked in the restaurants for like 15 years. Jessica, I think, for like 10. We cook a lot. By the way, Jessica is restarting up her food YouTube channel. We created the thumbnail today. Super, super, super excited. Cannot wait. People loved it when we had it on Maui. She did a phenomenal job. We're going to relaunch it again. Stay tuned for details. I did post it on my Facebook page. I'll put a link in the description as well. Yep, we started the channel today. We have not recorded any videos. I think we start next week, but we're super stoked. She's a phenomenal cook. I'm a pretty good cook as well too. Anyway, I digress. Waterside forked breakfast, fantastic, fantastic. Honestly, we're very picky, but they got local brunch. They won best local salad. They won best local Korean Korea Steakhouse. Kind of a bummer that they won best Korean restaurant, considering they're the only really Korean restaurant around. They should be voted the best restaurant, certainly in Waterside. Just my personal preference. We've been there a few times. Phenomenal, phenomenal. Again, super picky when it comes to food. Super critical. I've opened restaurants. I've opened 40 or so restaurants nationwide. Hired and trained thousands of employees. Anyway, I know a lot about food. Corey is a phenomenal restaurant. Excellent. Best local brewery, good liquid brewing company. They've been getting terrible reviews on social media lately with service. We've been there a bunch of times, haven't had an issue. The food's been really good. The beer's been really good. Can't say the same for the distillery. So they have a brewing company. They have a distillery. We personally love the distillery. We were there just last Wednesday. Today's Thursday. We were there last Wednesday for Whiskey Wednesdays. We've bought their whiskey. We've bought their gin. But we've never been there when it's been busy. It's been slow. And they serve food, but they serve food from their brewing company. So I don't know if they run it over or what they do. But man, come up with something else, because I give it a year. That sucks, because anyway, that sucks. If you're listening, please do something. If you need me to consult you, I don't do consulting, but I can consult you, and I'll do it for free, or at least another bottle of bourbon and free drinks for the next couple of years. I have some good ideas. Best new business in 2023 was also forked, and then you move over to Main Street. Best local happy hour is the Grove. Actually, I guess it's just Grove. They do a phenomenal job. Excellent drink menu, great happy hour. The food is fantastic. It's right there in the corner of like Lakewood Ranch Boulevard and Main Street. Anyway, there's some phenomenal restaurants there. Here's what I need your help with. I have not eaten at any of these food trucks. I've seen them all. Seen them at Main Street. Seen them at First Friday, Main Street Line Food Truck, Mouthhole Barbecue, Big Blue Grilled Cheese, Clean Plate SRQ. Anyway, this whole list is down below. Definitely check it out. Go support them. I wanted to show you this as well too, just to give you an idea of what takes place in Lakewood Ranch and why it is such an attractive place for everybody, whether it's young, Gen Xers, Gen Zers, retirees. There's just so much to do. I'm not going to click on every one of these. The link in the description down below. But these top three are events that happen every week. Music on Main. Actually, I'm sorry, that's the first Friday of every month. But the Sunday's Farmers Market on Waterside, every Sunday. The Ranch Night Wednesdays, every Wednesday, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. The Farmers Market, don't hold me to that one. I think it's like 10 to 2, 9 to 1. In season, there are polo matches. You should definitely do that one. They have a Bolts Lightning, Tampa Bay Lightning watch party, which we haven't done that yet, but I bet you it'd be a blast to go to. There's theater. There is holiday parties on the ranch. There is the premier sports campus. You can cheer on your favorite local, state, and national teams with 23 soccer fields on 140 acres. Nothing like it. That's awesome. And there's sights and sound. Every month at Lakewood Ranch, we celebrate the best local visual, musical, and performing arts the Sarasota region offers. Sights and sounds. Anyway, excuse me. Just a phenomenal event. And I highly encourage you to go check it out. If you have questions, if you have comments, if you have any interest in relocating to Lakewood Ranch, I do have a free guide in the description down below. All these stories will be linked in the description down below. I appreciate you guys watching. I will do these live streams every week. They will last an hour. They will last 20 minutes. They will last 15 minutes. It all depends on how much interaction I get from you guys. So drop your comments down below. Definitely let us know where you're watching from. We're really intrigued by where people around the country are watching from. We know where people are moving from, but we appreciate you watching. We'll see you next Thursday at 5 p.m. Have a great night.